Across 17 star systems, their crystalline minds had conquered mathematics that would drive lesser species to madness, unraveled the mysteries of quantum consciousness, and built cities that floated between dimensions. So when they detected the radio chatter from a small blue planet in the Orion Arm, they expected another primitive civilization ripe for enlightenment or conquest. Commander Vex 9 studied the intercepted transmissions with the kind of analytical precision that had made the Zephyrians the galaxy's premier strategists. The humans, as they called themselves, seemed to possess rudimentary technology, crude chemical rockets, simple binary computers, and weapons that still relied on explosive propellants. Their mathematics was elementary, their physics textbooks laughably incomplete. "This will be simple," Vex 9 informed the Council through their shared neural network. "We approach, demonstrate our superiority, and they either submit or provide an interesting tactical exercise." The Zephyrian fleet materialized above Earth's moon 3 cycles later. 50 vessels, each the size of a human city, their hulls shimmering with technologies that bent space-time like putty. They broadcast on all frequencies. Surrender now or face the consequences of opposing a Type 3 civilization. Earth's response came within hours. A single transmission originating from a facility called NASA. "Thanks for dropping by. We've been expecting you." Vex 9's crystalline features would have shown confusion if Zephyrians possessed such expressions. The message continued. "Before we chat, though, you might want to move your fleet. You're sitting right in the path of our Tuesday trash pickup." The commander's tactical displays showed nothing. Empty space surrounded their formation. Yet something in the humans' casual tone triggered defensive protocols. Vex 9 ordered a full sensor sweep. That's when they detected it. A mass barely larger than a human transport vehicle moving at 97% light speed, its trajectory aimed directly at their flagship. "Impossible," Vex 9 transmitted to the fleet. "No species achieves relativistic propulsion before mastering dimensional mathematics." The object struck their shields with the force of a small sun-going supernova. Energy cascaded across the fleet's defensive matrices, overloading systems that had never registered such kinetic impact. When the chaos subsided, 13 Zephyrian vessels hung dead in space, their crews unconscious from neural feedback. Another transmission arrived. "Sorry about that. Forgot to mention. We've been shooting garbage at near light speed for waste disposal since 2157. Economics, you know? Cheaper than building more landfills." Vex 9 regrouped the surviving ships, mind racing. The humans had weaponized trash collection, not through advanced physics or exotic matter manipulation, but through the simple recognition that kinetic energy increased exponentially with velocity. It was crude. It was primitive. It was devastatingly effective. "Deploy cognitive warfare protocols," the commander ordered. "We'll outthink them." The Zephyrians began their psychological assault. Complex mathematical puzzles transmitted directly to human neural networks. Paradoxes designed to cause recursive mental loops. Philosophical constructs that had shattered the sanity of a dozen species. They waited for the inevitable surrender. Instead, they received a flood of responses. Thousands of them. Every puzzle solved within minutes, often with multiple solutions the Zephyrians hadn't considered. The paradoxes were turned into comedy sketches. The philosophical constructs became the basis for what humans called memes. One particularly disturbing response came attached to something called Rule 34. Vex 9 second in command. Theta 12 transmitted privately. "Commander, they're not just solving our cognitive attacks. They're enjoying them. Some have requested more difficult versions." "Impossible," Vex 9 replied, though doubt crept through their neural pathways. "No species finds existential paradoxes entertaining." The human response suggested otherwise. "These are fun. Got any more? We've got this thing called the internet where people solve impossible problems for kicks. Also, thanks for the philosophy homework. My daughter's professor is going to flip." Desperate now, Vex 9 deployed their ultimate weapon, temporal manipulation. Zephyrian technology could create localized time distortions, aging targets centuries and seconds. The beam struck Earth's surface. The planet continued spinning. "Huh," came the human response. "So that's what happened to Madagascar. We were wondering why it suddenly became a massive diamond mine. Thanks for the economic boost." Vex 9's understanding of reality began to crack. The humans had somehow converted temporal aging into industrial mineral production. It shouldn't be possible. It violated every principle of causality the Zephyrians understood. "Commander," Theta 12 transmitted, panic creeping into their mental voice. "I've analyzed their response patterns. They're not following standard physics." "Explain." "They're not trying to understand the universe's rules. They're making their own rules work anyway. They turned our trash into a weapon by ignoring the inconvenience of relativity. They solved our paradoxes by refusing to accept that paradoxes can't have solutions. They converted temporal distortion into resource generation by treating time itself as just another tool. Vex 9 accessed Earth's information networks, diving deep into human history. What they found defied comprehension. A species that had convinced themselves they could fly by strapping wings to their arms and jumping off cliffs, and eventually succeeded by building machines that flew through sheer mechanical stubbornness. Mathematicians who had declared that some infinities were larger than others and made it work through pure logical audacity. Engineers who had looked at Einstein's prohibition against faster-than-light travel and responded by inventing warp drives that technically didn't violate relativity because they bent space instead of exceeding velocity limits. They don't outsmart physics, Vex 9 realized with growing horror. They bully physics into compliance. The final transmission from Earth arrived as the Zephyrian fleet prepared to retreat. "Before you go, we wanted to thank you. Your visit helped us crack the unified field theory. Turns out the universe is way simpler than everyone thought. You just have to be stubborn enough to make it work the way you want it to. We've attached the mathematical proof. Also, we're planning a return visit next Thursday. We'll bring cookies." As their ships limped toward the edge of the solar system, Vex 9 contemplated the attached data. The human unified field theory was mathematically impossible, logically inconsistent, and experimentally unverifiable. It was also completely correct. Somewhere behind them, the humans were probably already building starships powered by weaponized optimism and maintained through applied stubbornness. The Zephyrian High Council would need to update their xenology files. Species classification, human threat level, moderate special notes. Do not attempt to out-logic. Do not assume physics applies. Bring cookies if diplomatic contact is necessary. Vex 9 transmitted one final message to Earth. "We'll be back." The human response arrived instantly. "We'll be waiting, and we'll have figured out how to turn your arrival into free energy by then." The commander didn't doubt it.